Hi, I'm Sean from Battlebrew Productions, and I'm here today to talk about love in tiny spaces at Indie Wave Makers. So today we're going to talk about love in tiny spaces. Okay, so we'll watch a really quick trailer.
We've got our love in a tiny space. The hustle bustle don't put out our flames. The upstairs auntie screaming out her door, going, why, hubby, aren't you earning more? Me and my honey don't fight over money. We've got our love in a
Okay, so that was basically a preview for the game that I'll be going through today. And as you all saw, what is Love in Tiny Spaces about? And yeah, where is it, right? So Love in Tiny Spaces is basically a top-down stealth game set in sort of like a 90s dream version of Singapore. So as the first stage here, this is sort of like a hazy memory of like not really HDB blocks. And I guess you're wondering, wait, what's this game about? So actually quite simple. That's your girlfriend, Cheryl, and you gotta go find her, and you see the heart comes out. So you go like, oh no, Sean, is that what I think it is? And the short answer is love prevails. So in Singapore, a lot of us live with our parents. So if you're dating someone, usually you gotta wait till the parents are out, or you gotta go get creative. So that's what this game is about. You gotta like avoid the neighbors, avoid her parents, and get to your girlfriend. And if you don't get to her in time, she'll be kind of annoyed at you. And yeah, so these are the tutorial levels. I'll go through real quick. So Cheryl, as you can see, is basically gonna be waiting for you. And you have Akong over there. Grandpa is bird watching. So if you can avoid his watchful gaze and get to Cheryl, then you win the level. And that's basically what the game is about. Navigational, sort of like stealth game. Inspirations for this would definitely be like Metal Gear Solid, the old one, and stuff like that. So over here, we just gotta dash quick, and then we make it to Cheryl. But of course, there's other mechanics in the game, so I'll go through that, right? So for example, over here, there's vases. Okay, so I got caught by Grandpa, because if I knock over a vase, like he'll spot me. But this also can work in your favor if like... Whoa. So if I were to like knock over a vase here, then he'll swing over, but since he's focused there, I can get the Cheryl instead. But I think the biggest twist that we're bringing to the genre is what we call the paper folding mechanic. So you work at the LTA, that's actually standing for the Love Transport Authority, and Singapore is always under construction. So this game is about, like building things. So obviously you have some power to change the layout of the map. So in this case, we have the map here, and if we go down a regular way, Akong will see us, right? So what can we do? So in this map here, we can change the map, and then the way is clear. Obviously, it's not like entirely foolproof. Like there's a meter here, and when it's over, basically the map swings back. But in this case, we're already with Cheryl. So those are the tutorial levels. This brings us to like the demo level, more or less, that we brought for Taipei Game Show. And here you have like Ama and Akong both patrolling, and we're just gonna see if we can get there in time. And I might not be able to get through for the first run because I think I timed it wrong. But if I do this, I can get past Grandma. But do I have enough time? I might not. Cheryl might be impatient. Oh no. Wait. Sorry. I can do this. So I can navigate over, and then if I pull this back. Okay, that was close. Oh, wait. Okay. I can get this done. It's my own game. But yes, I'll get there. So yeah, basically you need to navigate and also watch your timing. So this game can be unforgiving even to the people who play it. And then... Yes! And then we made it in time. And that's basically the demo that we brought for Taipei Game Show, just to show the mechanics of the game. We'll be done with this hopefully by about mid-year. So this is one of the smaller games that we're making, sort of as a palate cleanser in between our bigger games. And that's Love in Tiny Spaces. Definitely going to be Steam first, Steam and PC first. And if you all like what you see, you can hit us up with a wish list. Okay, so how do we come up with this game? So honestly, this game started off as a joke. I'll explain, right? So we made Cuisinier, which is a game. It's an action RPG plus a restaurant, and we featured a lot of Singaporean food. And then our government, so IMDA, put out a grant for Singapore culture. Basically, they want to support games, new games, basically, that highlight some aspect of Singapore culture. But then I think, like, the team and I, we're a bit of a troll, you know, we're a bit trolly, so we realized, okay, we can't submit old games, right? So we were like, what's a very Singaporean thing? And also, like, what's relatable at the same time to people overseas? You know, like, what's something very local and what's something also international? And we thought about it. And then there was a lot of discussion, especially amongst, like, the game dev community of, like, wait, what's Singaporean culture? What's Singaporean values? And I thought, you know, maybe we're thinking a bit too far. And other people are going to pick all the cool stuff. And we already did food. So then we thought about it. When you were younger, what did you do? And then oh no. So then we have a friend, Cheryl. So we named Cheryl after her. Thanks, Cheryl. And she was like, hey, you know when you're young and then sometimes, right, you got no space and your parents are in, then you have to go out every. Oh my God, no, you're right. And it's something that people don't really want to talk about. But we thought it was definitely Singaporean. And also when we talked to overseas friends, they were like, wait, that was my high school life, said a friend who was growing up overseas in America. And then realized, okay, why not actually just make this joke game come true? Because we thought about, like, the mechanics of, like, hey, what happens if you go find your girlfriend and not get caught? They go like, ha ha ha. And everyone's like laughing. The moment you tell them, like, hey, I'm going to make a game about finding your girlfriend and don't get caught by her parents, and people are like, start laughing. So you guys, then you kind of like realize, hey, wait, maybe there's something that people can resonate with. I mean, it's not the classiest thing, I know, right? But the fact that people smile and laugh about it, it's not a serious thing, right? But people understand. So yeah, why not make a game about that? And then we said, okay, how about, is there anything else we can do to add to the genre? Because we didn't just want to make a regular old game. So we were like, oh, there's a very beautiful game called Paper Trail. So this is credit where credit is due, right? So they have the mechanic of, like, origami folding a map. So we thought, okay, theirs was very artsily done. How can we make a funny version of that? And so our attempt at making a funny version of that with stealth is Love in Tiny Spaces. And yeah, that's basically how the game came about. Biggest feature, actually, honestly, hopefully, maybe it's like the characterization and the art. So if you notice, like the levels there, we did a storybook version of that, sort of like based off the HDB blocks that a lot of us grew up in and with. So I think we're trying to show off our sort of fantasy and memory of what our younger days are like. So a lot of the environments that we're using will be based off Singapore, or rather our dreams of Singapore. Well, I think the very first challenge would be, should we actually make this game? But I mean, that wasn't like super big a challenge. I mean, we sat down and chatted about it, and we realized, okay, we shouldn't spend too much time, right? But I think it's a welcome change in between the bigger games that we make. So again, I think it's actually, we're having a bit of fun with it. And then production-wise, it's things like the folding mechanic, technical details. Like, we've got a viable and functional version, but there's definitely still bugs with it. So I'd say on the technical side, we're figuring that out. That's a new mechanic for us. And then trying to, I think, maybe get the art style right as well. That took a few tries, so we wanted to try a different art style as well from our usual games. But I don't think they're like massive challenges. More like this is our excuse and time for us to play around with things differently from what we usually do. So I'd say we're just honestly having fun with this project, and we hope that by the time we're done with it, and you all get to play it, then you all have as much fun as we had making Love in Tiny Spaces. So very simple. Check out the Steam page for Love in Tiny Spaces. And as for when, I can't give a solid actual date, but maybe mid-year. Hopefully we are done by June. Hopefully. Otherwise, yeah, check out our social media, check out the Steam page, and that's where the updates are.